Hey everybody, it's Brian from BTECH. Today we're going to be looking at the Kwikset Halo touchscreen Wi-Fi enabled smart lock. I'm replacing a regular lock that's sticky on my front door. First thing we want to do is grab the Kwikset app from the App Store, whether it's the Apple App Store like I'm doing or Android. It looks like this, red square, Kwikset in the middle by Asa Abloy. I think that's how you say it. Asa Abloy. So install that. When I was installing this, I actually did it before I even installed the lock because that's sort of like what I like to do. So we'll go through what we can do without the lock installed, which is to create an account. You know how to do this. I'm not going to bore you with it. So you're going to get two codes. One is from your email, which you're going to put in here to verify your email, and the other will be your phone. And you'll do that. That's cool. And then once we do that, that's pretty much what we got. And finish the rest here when we install the device. So let's take a look at this. Now, I am doing this as a voiceover after the fact because my smart glasses, the audio didn't turn out well. So this one, what I'm doing here is there are two different size holes, usually 1.5 or 2.25. And all you have to do here, you want to make sure it's in the middle. And if it's not with this particular striker, I guess, you have to just give it a twist clockwise and it extends. It's not one that you just have to keep ratcheting and measuring. It's either set up for the short one or the long one. And by short one or long one, I mean the small hole at 1.5 inches or the 2.25 hole. So if you look in that hole where the other deadbolt lock was and that middle hole that it looks like a D. If that looks like it's in the center, then you're good to go. It's like 10 degrees outside here. So if you're doing it like I am in the middle of the winter, then it's going to be a little bit cold. So also when you have the bigger deadbolt hole, there will be actually like another ring that goes in there. You'll see that a little bit later. So just make sure these things are in there flush and close the door as much as you can. Here's the outside with the lock. There are two sections to this. Right there in my left hand is the adapter. It goes in with the smaller diameter there towards you. So the rim, I guess you could call it, goes there. There's the power connector. We're going to feed that when we get to the door. We're going to feed it underneath that entire like rod assembly that we put in there. So we're not going to put it through the hole. We're going to go underneath it. And then you really need that other plate too. So carry it and the screws with you. All the boxes are nicely labeled like step 1, 2, and 3, which coincide with the actual hand manual. So those are all good things. So we go here and then you start from the outside. Again, you fish that power cable through. You might have to rotate there so that it lines up with that the driver, I guess, inside. Is that what you call it? The driver? Well, it looks like a D, so you have to make sure you line it up. And then once it's lined up, you can push it and you can rotate it so it's, up and down. It was at this point that I wasn't sure and had to look to see. It was at this point that I remember that I did not even bring the inside carrier there that you see in my hand. So I had to go back and get it. And then you can't really see it well with the image from these glasses, but there is a little notch on the bottom at like 6 o'clock of this, and that's where that cable has to go down into. So you basically take your left hand or right hand, I guess, if your door's that way, and you squeeze it while you're screwing those big bolts that go through. So it does go on the bottom. That was me going back to just make sure. So I've got a short screwdriver here. If you have a long Phillips, which is the plus on the head, if you have a long one, it's better. I just had access to a short one. It was convenient. It was close. I used it. You have better torque and it's easier to do with a longer screwdriver. You might be tempted to grab a battery-powered screwdriver or a power screwdriver to do this and make it quicker, but the instructions really are telling you not to do that, to avoid it, because you don't want to break anything. So if you have weak wrists or, carpal tunnel, I guess, get somebody else to do it for you. If you have a cat, you see him there on my chair. I locked him in the office because I didn't want him to escape. He's like a noodle. He's an Oriental short hair cat. Have you seen those? They're pretty cool. He's like the best cat. So if you're in the market for a cat, check out Oriental short hair cats. They're very friendly. Here we go, really tightening it. And when we get to almost tight, what I want you to do is to just double check on both sides and make sure that it's level. You could use a level here. I had one. It's in the basement. I didn't want to get it, so I just eyeballed it. And that should be good. Unless you have OCD and it's going to bother you, then you could grab a level and put it on top and make sure it's fine. But for me, it was okay. Now, the way that this works is when you install it, that bolt has to be out. So the next step is to put the key in here, and what we're checking for is a nice fluid travel of that bolt. And this one was just like butter, so it was perfect. This passed that test, and I'm just going to close the door with that bolt out so that we can keep most of the cold out. Here I am just telling you that we have steps in the manual and steps listed on the box. The inside actually has two separate pieces. That one that I'm pointing to in the bottom, that's going to go over the locks. You have to make sure that we're going to align that in the proper way. This one has a battery carrier and the connector wire there that I just pulled out. So we're grabbing the screws that go with this. There are two lower screws that we're going to fit in here. So the first thing we want to do is we want to connect these. Now, it's not really apparent, but on each side of this connector is a small white arrow that might be a little bit difficult for you to see. So you want to look carefully. You want to line those arrows up. And once you do, don't doubt it like I just did there. Just make sure that they're pointing at each other and you're good. And then you're going to push that cable in to the hole that's in the back of that. And you will, again, just like the outside, you're going to have to turn this inside piece of the lock until it matches that shaft that's coming through that's shaped like a D. So just take a look at it, orient it, and then when you put it together, put it back upright, and what you're going to do is push it in. And when you do, if you look on the sides, you're going to see that the holes line up, and you'll see where you can put those screws in. And once you do see where it is and it's nice and flush with the door, which means just pushed up against it, you're going to grab your screws and your screwdriver and you're just going to tighten them up. Now, when I did this, with this package has 4 screws in it. 2 of them go in this step, and then the other 2 are actually go in after we put the silver colored cover on this. So if you have a screwdriver with a magnetic tip, this is going to help because it's going to hold the screw in there so that you can just guide it in and screw it in. One of the things I did notice is that these screws, when you put them in, they don't go flush. So they don't go even with the side. The head of that screw, the flat head of that screw does not go even with the black plastic. So if that's what you're noticing, you didn't do it wrong. It just doesn't go flush. It goes most of the way. So I'll put the other one in. Up at the top, you can notice that it looks like there's a little thing sticking out there. That's actually the battery carrier. And in this, I was pretty pleased to see that it did come with Duracell batteries. It wasn't some off-brand. So that was nice to see. So once you get both of these started, you can go and tighten them down as much as you can. Don't over-tighten them, but make sure they're not loose. And also here's where the longer screwdriver helps. So what happened here? Okay, my screen just shut off. So sorry about that. I'm going to leave it in. Like I said, it's got batteries in there, Duracell, good. I put the carrier back in. What it's going to do is it's going to start actuating. So it's going to start trying to close and open and close. And what we're looking for here is some beeps and a green light. As long as it flashes green, we are good. If it's red, it's bad. Then go back and look at the troubleshooting guide. But yep, we're good with green. And now what we're going to do is we are going to put the cover on. And that will expose the other two screws on the side. So we'll just take the screws out that we've got left and we're going to put them in the sides. Now these ones will screw and flush. So if you were to, after you put this in, you run the finger down the sides of this lock case, what's going to happen is you'll see that it's flat all the way down. Now when we actually switch to the app to set this up, we're going to have to it's Bluetooth to begin with, where it's going to download the firmware and all that. So that black cover actually lifts up. It was a little bit hard for me to lift it up, but you should be able to put a little bit of pressure on it, lifting that cover up, and it won't break. Just take the plastic off of it, and I've already got it off. So now we're going back into the app, and we have to hold the A button on the left for 3 seconds until it beeps, and then you'll see the flashing light. And then basically what we do is we just follow the instructions here. It's going to connect with Bluetooth. We're going to pair. After we pair, we're going to give it a name. I just chose front door. If you have these sorts of locks on multiple doors, you'll probably want to do like basement, front, side door, all that. So I just figured front door worked. So then it's going to give you, it's going to encourage you. It's going to set some steps for you. After you successfully do Bluetooth, you can put that black cover back on. First thing it does, it goes out. Once it's connected, it will download firmware over USB. Did I say USB? No, I meant Bluetooth. It's going to do that over Bluetooth. And then once that's done, it's going to ask you for your credentials for your Wi-Fi network because you're going to set that up too. This is a device that is on the network. I did take a look off screen. So what I want to start to include in these sorts of videos is my wireless or networking take and security take on all these smart devices. So I've done a number of years in network security and networks in general. The only thing I can tell you here is that, well, here's the app. Don't want to interrupt myself. So the app, you can lock and then unlock right from the app if you open it. You'll also be able to set codes. Now what I'm doing here is my door, and it has nothing to do with the Kwikset lock that we're looking at today and installing. It has to do with the door. With a regular deadbolt, in order to close it sometimes, I'd have to push the door in a little bit to make that lock. I have to do the same thing here. It's something wrong with the door. I don't know what's wrong with the door. I'm not good with doors, so I can't tell you what's wrong with it. So if you have a door that's like mine and it just, you have to push it in, understand that the locking of this thing, or potentially even the unlocking of it, will require you to put some pressure on the door one way or the other. So back to Wi-Fi real quick. This is 2.4 gigahertz Wi-Fi. So make sure that wherever this lock is situated, it has a good signal. Don't make it like a bar or maybe 2 bars. Make sure it has at least 3 bars of signal. If you don't, it's going to affect the rest of the devices on your network. It's just how Wi-Fi works. So we take off here. We see that it's got a keypad. It's black, but it also has a keypad when you touch it. There's pros and cons, not goods and bads, but there's pros and cons here. Here, it's completely dark, even though I touch it. And the reason why it's not broken, it just means that you failed the password too many times and it's locked you out for a minute. So if you get this, it's because you messed the password up, didn't you? So it's not broken. That was me. You can still unlock it from the app, so you're not locked out of it, just the keypad portion. So we'll tell you, here's the secret. Every time you have to tap it for the numbers to show up. Okay, that's fine. But you are going to inadvertently touch a number. Okay, you're just going to do that. So what you have to do is once you touch it to turn it on, you have to touch the lock button. If you touch the lock button, it like clears anything you might have accidentally touched, and then you put in the code. And then it works. Voila!